Good to see this man back in the Matchroom arena. We all know why. We've not seen him for a while. And we'd love to put on a big performance here over the next couple of days. Fedor to get this match started. Decent break. No shot on the one ball though.
Could easily, at this tournament, go over $200,000 earned this season. And of course he hasn't been able to play in so many of the very big financial rewarding events. He's won 18 tournaments in the USA in 2022, from Arizona to Delaware, from Indiana to Nevada, and all points elsewhere. He's done so much travelling across this vast land. He's played so much competitive pool. He accepted the hand he was given. And what a year he's put together.
Tyler Styer was beaten in the winners' qualification yesterday by SVB on this very table, and the performance will need to improve. Wasn't good, but he's got himself through losers qualification, and now he finds himself in this match. No more lives left, single elim. Does have the option to put Fedor back because Fedor played the push.
And Tyler Styer is in exactly the same boat as Jason Shaw was in our first match on this table. If Styer were to lose here, then he would have to rely on a wildcard pick for the US Mosconi Cup team.
What has Fedor Gorst got in mind here? He played the push, he put the ball in that position. Usually he would think already know the shot he's going to play. Is he going to try and get the cue ball over near the 3? Can he get a safe one ball? Maybe on the back rail. Can he even cut this ball in? Unusual this, because he's taking a long time, but he played the push. He's not happy, Phil.
I think if I'd won $200,000 in a year, I'd be happy. But I know what you mean.
Well, I wish I was a pound behind you, Phil.
Couple more results for you. Chris Melling is through. The Magician has beaten Jovan Bustamante 9-4. And Max isn't mad. He's delighted. Max Lechner, he's beaten Pius Labutis 9-2.
Fedor Gorst possibly tried to use the 6 ball, but I think distance was key. Tyler Styer's got a tester if he's going to attack. That's not his finest hour. Complete miss it. Sent the cue ball in the bucket. Ball in hand, Fedor. I did this yesterday in the opening rack, Phil. I think I was commentating with Michael, and the very first rack against Shane, he went for a real tough shot in the opening rack where he could have maybe played safe and just held off a little bit and made a mess of that one, and it cost him quite a few racks. Let's hope it doesn't this time around.
I've had a couple of chats with Tyler this week, and when you speak to him, it's always apparent that somewhere in the back of his mind is that Mosconi Cup inclusion. Obviously here he's playing in the biggest individual event in the world on home soil. So the combined pressures of those two things are quite something to get over.
big fan of this cue action that Fedor possesses. Just look at that, stays very still. Watch the head. No movement, very compact. His back arm through his elbow and his head is all in a straight line. Textbook. Look at that. Steve Davis-esque, Phil. I bet you feel like you're reminiscing, Phil.
Well, the thing that Steve Davis did when he was coming through, and he won 6 World Snooker Championships and so many other world ranking titles. His father, Bill, used to stand when he was playing a shot in practice and hold a cue over Steve's head, and if Steve's head came up slightly and touched the cue, that was a failure. And so it ingrained in Steve that upper body movement, and particularly head movement, is a bad thing, and that's why he was so reliable in that regard. But you're right about Fedor. He is so still. Tell you when he does move though, moves to the bank a lot to deposit first place checks.
Unlike your good self.
Lovely stuff. Tyler Styer scratched, and then Fedor Gorst looked as though he's absolutely as sharp as a tack and very much up for this, as you might expect, back on the big stage. So some more scores for you, all in the last 64, of course. Bada Alawadi from Kuwait has now taken the lead against Alex Pagulayan at 7-6. Jonas Suter Camino 7-5 up on Imran Majid. Look at the comeback from Albin Aushin. Never discount him. Last year's world 9-ball champion is now 6-6 with Wojciech Szewczyk. Also tied up, Al-Qaidi and Ko Ping Chung 5-5. Slow going, that one, as I've said before. We've had some matches that have just begun as well. Jose Alberto Delgado 1-0 up on Shi Chia Chen. Carlo Biardo, the defending champion, out on table 19. He's taken the first rack from Petri Makinen from Finland. And Konrad Jezushin from Poland, he's 2-1 up on Tim de Ruyter from the Netherlands. Actually, Makinen has just equalised against Biardo. Now, apparently the referee has decided to change the template on table 1, so that gives us the opportunity to just nip over and see the conclusion of rack 11 on table 2. Al-Qaidi could be hitting the front here.
So many stories brewing up in this last 64 stroke last 32 in a little while, and obviously tomorrow we will start the last 16. Not only are these pool players trying to win the coveted green jacket and arguably the biggest pool tournament in the world, there's a small matter of the greatest team event lurking as well. Fedor to break. What's he trying to pot? Is he trying to pot the yellow 1 or the pink 4 in the corner? Well, he just pots them both, Phil. Why not?
You know, you talk about the Mosconi Cup and the qualification implications. The analogy would be if the Open Championship in golf was the final counting event for the Ryder Cup. There's pressure aplenty.
Yeah, it's always the same in the pool world, isn't it, this time of year? October. Mosconi Cup's at the end of November through to the beginning of December.
Styer arrives in the last 64 with a 3-0 record. He beat Cohen Bell 9-1, Alexa Pachelch 9-7, and then Hunter Lombardo 9-2. Well, that was so thin. It was a tremendous pot. Wasn't quite sure when you hit a ball extremely thin like that, your knowledge of cue ball control pretty much goes out the window, but at least he's got the pot, and that means he's still the master of his own destiny. No position, no shape on the 3 though.
Yeah, you just feel like this rack is all going to be about who gets to that brown 7 first. Looks like it goes in the side, but you can see from there it's a dead combo on the 9, so Fedor's going to need a good safety shot here. It doesn't look like he can bank it into the left centre.
Yes, the 8 ball might not be seeing any action in this rack.
I think he could swing the cue ball round back over to the left side of the table. Use the 9, 7 and the purple 5 as blockers. Let's have a look. Send the 3 ball round. Yeah, here we go. No, I didn't like the way he played that. I thought he could have played it the other way. I thought he could have played it past the 6. So the 3 ball comes over towards the 5. Anyway, who am I to argue with that man right there?
Do you remember when we just had a few seconds glance at table 2, looked as though Al-Qaidi might clear up to take a 6-5 lead? He didn't. Ko Ping Chung, 6-5 in front there.
Also, Badr Alawadi has took the lead over Alex Pagulayan, former US Open champ Pagulayan, trails 7-6. Albin Ocean takes the lead, Phil. 6-3 down he was to Wojciech Szewczak. He's now 7-6 up. Albin Ocean, he loves Matchroom pool arenas.
And Tyler Styer will love that. Full ball hook.
This was Fedor's fault. He's got himself in this position through the poor safety shot. Tyler Styer has done what he needed to do and laid a good one. Kicking past the 6 ball, trying to pop this thread 3 in the corner. He'll go close to this. He was going to go above the 3. Yeah, he is going above the 3. He needs to play this hard then. Otherwise he's going to miss this 3 ball because of the slide. Got to play this hard. Oh, Fedor Gorst. You see the pace he played it, Phil? Just give it that little bit more. 2-rail kick into the pocket. Lovely shot.
So the 7-9 combination has been split apart. And that's a small price to pay.
He'd love to play it in the corner because it's a bigger pocket, but he can't really get on the 6, so he's got to play this into the left centre. Got to be a little bit careful. We do see these balls bounce out of the jaw. That's why he's having a good look.
Yes, and of the 6 pockets on these tables, the 2 middles are the most problematic, time and again.
Is he going forward 2 rails to play the green 6 in the top right? Yes, that's what he's doing. Needs to miss the 6. Needs to miss the 6. Now this is going to be a thin one. On day 1, Phil, we was commentating on every match. It seemed to be 9-0, 9-1, 9-2. I'm just looking at Q score, the first 4 matches that I'm looking at. There's one rack between all 4 matches.
Oh yeah, the competitive juices are now flowing. The minnows have departed. It's giants, legends, up-and-comers. They're the ones who are left. And also, what an international mix as well. 27 countries were represented in the last 64 from 5 continents.
Well, you should have trivia question me there. I would have never guessed that many. That is incredible.
The man who's been on a seemingly never-ending road trip all around America in 2022 is already on the road to victory here. He leads Tyler Styer 2-0, and boy, does he look good. Still plenty of other last 64 matches going on, including David Alcade against Ko Pin Chung, and the Spaniard has just hung the 5-ball. Can Ko move 2 racks ahead?
Yeah, and it's all right missing balls, but missing balls at this stage of the match can cost you matches. Young German, Moritz Neuhausen. He's playing Mustafa Al-Nai. He's 1-0 up. Speak about him highly. Practices with Joshua Filler, still a very young man. I think 18 years of age, maybe 19. Class player. How far can he go in this year's event?
As soon as those vital balls go in, we'll let you know. Now back to table 1 and rack 3.
This is going to be dry. And it's a good job the 5 balls there, because the 1-9 combo looked to be lined up nicely. Got to be careful with this rack. Wonder if the 1 ball passes that green 6. Obviously not. There's a few safety options. Well, looks like there's a bit of a pocket there.
Yeah, there's definitely some form of route to the pocket. I don't think it's a full pocket, of course.
Oh, this is a terrible shot. Didn't fancy the pot. Decided to be patient this time, and he's left the gap. Well, that was also a poor safety. The 1-9 is definitely going towards that centre pocket. Also, yeah, just where he's pointing his Q-tip, you can flick off the edge of the 1. Get the cue ball there, over towards the 8 ball. Yeah, there you can see the 1-9 combo is not that far away. Because the cue ball's so close, that's why he's not taking this on. This is all about speed. And that's nicely done, especially if it sits on top of the 8. It's a good shot. This is going to be tricky to hit.
While he's working out his options, I can tell you Roland Garcia from the Philippines is through. He's beaten Jesus Atencio 9-4. He was my dark horse, Atencio. All kinds of movement, Cole.
Bank shot looks to be set up okay for Tyler. He can actually play the bank, draw down the table for a possible 2-9 combo as well. If he overruns the position for the combo, he can shoot the 2-ball up into the top left as well. Players like to attack the bank shot here. They're good at these type of shots. You expect to make these bank shots. Here comes the combo. This is a big shot, just because it will settle Tyler down. He's not got good memories on this centre court table. And instead, it's going to make him feel edgy. They just simply have to go at this level. They just cannot be missed. Bara Alawadi is on the hill over Alex Pagulayan. 8-7 that match. That's a close one. Wojciech Szewczyk's tied the match up against Albin, 7-7. Junior event started today as well. You can see the scores, the live scores on qscore.com. 64 juniors, 17 and under. Phil, have you been over and had a nosy? As soon as I got here this morning, I went over. I was watching a girl, 11, I believe she was 11, Savannah Easton. She can play.
Yeah, heard good reports about her and some of the youngsters. The enthusiasm, that's what gets you, isn't it? They were here so early this morning, couldn't wait to get going.
Yeah, it's good to see, and it's a good addition as well, I think. Playing alongside, you know, they're playing on the tables just to the right-hand side of the table we are watching. So they're pretty much playing alongside this major US Open, the 45th US Open 9-ball championships. These are the juniors practicing just at the bottom of the screen. And the final of the junior event, we will be showcasing that. Do we know who's in the com box for that match, Phil?
We don't yet.
Well, you're the boss.
Well, I'm not junior, I'm senior in terms of age, so maybe it should be Michael.
Yeah, Fedor Gorst has let Tyler off in this rank. It was a good chance to punish and keep the heat. It's like a game of tennis. Is the mind when playing a game of pool. Your emotions go up and down, back and forth.
in many racks, if you take on a combo early and miss it, it costs you. But it doesn't look as though it's going to cost Styer here. Misjudged that 2-9, didn't he? But given a second opportunity.
Defending champion. He's out there battling. He leads Petri Mäkinen 2-1.
And in a few seconds' time, 2-1 is going to be the scoreline here. They say you never feel truly settled until you have a rack on the board. Tyler Styer has broken his duck. Fedor Gorst leads 2-1 now. So let me give you a full rundown of these other scores, all in the last 64. Badr Alawadi on the hill, 8-7 up on Alex Pagulayan. Jonas Suter Camino from Spain, 7-6 up on Imran Majid now. Wojciech Szewczyk and Albin Aushin 7-7. As we suspected when he hung that 5-ball, David Al-Kadi has fallen 7-5 behind against Ko Ping Chung. Duong Kwok Hwang leads Shane Walford 2-0. Now Walford's in exactly the same position in that match as Tyler Styer is in this one. If he were to lose, then his hopes of automatic qualification for the US Mosconi Cup team are over.
Yeah, I'm sure our fellow work colleague, USA's captain Jeremy Jones, he'll be out there somewhere watching. I'm sure he's watching Tyler Styer, and he'll be sweating the rest of the Americans' campaign. That's a good break. There's the 1 ball in the side and the wing ball.
Yeah, Styer arrived here 10th on the US Mosconi Cup rankings. Only the top 3 get in for sure, and already one of them, Shane Van Boning, has booked his place. 2 more slots will be filled after this. And right now, Oscar Dominguez is number 2, Skylar Woodward is number 3.
This will work nicely. It's a very good safety shot. Seven balls causing a few problems. That's why Fedor's gone for the short stick. Going out ball. Looks like he's playing the full table jump bank. Or is he trying to get the cue ball over towards that cluster on the right? It's the jump bank. Good effort.
In terms of tournament wins, Gorst is way ahead of Styer on their respective CVs. Steyer's biggest individual success, funnily enough, was in Gorst's homeland. He won the Kremlin Cup in Moscow in 2019. We were talking about the juniors being here, Carl, and I think it's fair to say Tyler Styer was a relatively late comer to this sport. Didn't take a pool until he was 14 years old, from the great state of Wisconsin. He's 27 now.
This looks to be a good effort. Oh, it is a very good effort, and he's got the cue ball welded onto the 8 ball. So that's going to make life very difficult hitting this. Imran Majid ties the match up 7-7 over Camino.
It's a day when some players' hearts will be broken. You get this far, you start to think big.
Just sat here having a nosy around the room. SVB's just to the right of me, about 10 feet away. One of the juniors has just walked up to him with his cue case, asked Shane to sign his bag. What a moment for these juniors, and what a hit. Oh, that'll do nicely. Maybe he's left the bank. Can't see enough of this to bank it, so he's playing a little thin edge, trying to use the 9 ball as a blocker. And Tyler's played a couple of nice safety shots so far in this match.
To use a poker term, there's a tell with Tyler Styer. He does tend to go quite rosy in the cheeks when he's under pressure. And this is the kind of match that's maximum pressure. A, because of the quality of his opponent. B, because of the tournament he's in. And C, because of the circumstance with those Mosconi Cup points.
Shane Wolford, desperate to make his first Mosconi. Well, he's down 3-0 rather in his match against Dong Quoc Hang from Vietnam. Didn't hit that how he was wanting to. He was trying to kick the top table and leave the cue ball down at the bottom.
Big score I want to tell you about. Wojciech Szewczyk has arrived on the hill against Albin Auschen at 8-7. His last year's World 9-ball champion going to depart.
Someone else who's departed, Alex Pagalayan, former champ. He's a goner. He lost 9-7. Alawadi will now play Chris Mellin.
Queuing here, but it shouldn't really be that much of an issue.
No, it's going into a huge pocket from that angle. This is unmissable.
I like the determination from Tyler Styer. The first couple of racks, it looked as though Gorst had the capacity to pull away to a very convincing victory. Styer has been stubborn. And I think it's Tyler Styer's tenacity that makes him such an attractive prospect for the US Mosconi Cup team, even if he doesn't get in there in one of those 3 automatic berths. He's prime wild card talent as far as I'm concerned, Cole.
Yeah, I mean, last year he had it wasn't his best Mosconi Cup, but he's tasted victory in the event. Been on the winning team, so he knows what it's like to lift the cup, and he's got good work ethic. Treats it very professional. Cues a decent ball, so I think when you look around, he's always going to be in contention. This to tie this match up. It's been a bit of a slow burner, hasn't it? But the balls and the safety's been good. It's 2-2.
And you can't fault the attitude of Tyler Styer. He has been on 2 winning Mosconi Cup teams in 2018 and again the following year. And now he's got 2 racks on the board here. It is all tied up with Fedor Gorst. So what about these other matches? Yanis Suto Camino and Imran Majid, 7-7. Wojciech Szewczyk, 8-7 up on Albin Aushin. Now Ko Pin-chung is on the hill against David Al-Qaedi. When Tyler Styer won that big Kremlin Cup in Moscow, it was Al-Qaedi he beat in the final. Al-Qaedi now needs the next 4 racks to stand any chance of making the final here. Ko Pin-chung in command there. As Carl was saying, Duong Quoc Huang from Vietnam, he's made a great start against Walford, 4-0 up. Jose Alberto Delgado, 4-2 up on Chi Chia Chen. Moritz Neuhausen and Mustafa Alner, 2-2. Naoki, the great court jester from Japan, 3-1 up on Tafon Tabor. And Carlo Biardo, the defending champion, 3-3 now with Petri Mäkinen.
Breaking well though, that is always going to serve you well. Can't do nothing about that. The 8 ball was come and stopped Tyler from potting this 2 ball.
Next up, by the way, on table 1, an intriguing contest. Shane Van Boening, in pursuit of that record 6th US Open title, is taking on Alexander Kazakis.
Good effort. Don't blame him for having to go at the cross bank. But he's left this for Fedor. Fedor's got to try and navigate good cue ball control. Just because where the brown 7 and the purple 5 are, he's got to try and get past them somehow. Joshua Filler is just starting his match. He's playing South Africa's Kyle Akalu, 2019 champ, of course, Joshua.
I'll tell you what, Gorst will not be happy with that one, will he? Okay, he might have just about got away with it, but it was a little dicey.
back in decent position now. Can go forward with the cue ball. Wants to land on the left side of the purple 5. Yeah, look where he's put the cue ball. Because if you land a little bit short, you're going to have to start messing around hitting the brown 7. Cue ball's just run a little bit far, so he's got to kind of jack up now. Land anywhere with the cue ball. You'll have a shot on this 9. Make sure you top the ball. You see he's bridging over. Not allowed to touch the 9 with the cue. That would be a foul. Good shot. Phil, Wojciech, Shevchik, Alvin Ocean. It's been 8-7 for a long time. Must be a big safety battle going on over there.
And every shot will be so intensely scrutinised. Gorst back in front at 3-2. Tyler Styer broke off pretty efficiently, I thought. He wasn't the beneficiary of the best of luck. And that indirectly led to the Russian going in front at 3-2 again.
Koping Chung over on the other table. Let's call it our YouTube table rather. You can watch that match there, well you could watch it. Koping Chung has beaten David Al-Qaedi. Al-Qaedi's out. Koping Chung joins his brother in the last 32.
And the third brother played in this tournament as well, and at times he looked really good. He beat Elliot Sanderson 8-0 in one losers round match yesterday, and he broke and ran 6 racks goal. They're quite a family, the co-playing brothers.
Cue ball's close to the scratch. Oh, he stays alive, hits both points.
You know that old cliche call about this game being one of fractions? Well, it was graphically illustrated there. Look at that. Right around the rim, but staying above ground.
Well, I have a feeling Alvin Ocean has been beat. I've got Q score in front of me, checking the scores, and his match has disappeared, so we will get confirmation of that for you shortly. But I think it's the end of Alvin Ocean's campaign. Never won the US Open. He's still one title that eludes him. I don't even think he's been that deep in the tournament, Phil.
Well, he's won 2 Matchroom events in 2022, Premier League Pool and European Open. But we have confirmation now. Alvin Ocean has been beaten by his Polish opponent, Wojciech Szewczyk.
Could even pop the 5 ball in the same shot here. Oh, he's made a mess of this. He's not got close to any of the balls.
after such a steady start in winning the first 2 racks, Gorst has started to make a few extremely uncharacteristic errors. And now what an opportunity for Styer to equalise for the second time.
Well, we're on table 2, the players are just warming up. If you want to watch that table, head over to Matchroom Pool YouTube channel. That match will be Eklund Kachi against Yuan Chua.
What an imposing figure he is. Eklund Kachi, really tall, and with that black beard and the intense stare. Joshua Fuller has quickly taken a 2-0 lead over Kyle Akalu, and having seen Akalu play in the World Cup, I think Fuller is the biggest certainty to come through in this round out of all of them.
Needs to be careful here. This shot is purely about the speed. How's the speed look? Looks good. Looks very good. Does have a tendency, Phil, doesn't he, now and again, to throw a weird missing like that.
Well, that was plain for all to see. That was a classic deceleration, and that's why he overcut the green 6 ball by so much. Very poor.
Using the 8 ball as a blocker. And using it well.
Styer has the ability to beat Gorst, there's no doubt about it, but he can't afford to make mistakes, like the missed 2-9 combination earlier in the match, and now that's 6 going astray.
Joshua Fuller, he's off to a flyer. He wins the opening 2 racks in no time. Kyle Akalu, of course, is big second favourite in that match. Interesting match starting over on table 21 from Mario He against Chris Reinhold. A lot of European players are playing the Americans, and they're all vying for spots in their teams in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Reinhold very much in the Mosconi Cup conversation. If he could snap this title off and become US Open champion, the Mosconi Cup beckons for him. Maybe even if he gets to the final.
This is delightful. He's actually played it that way. Yeah, he might not have got the hook. Fair enough, but what a great effort. Kick and stick 3 rails.
Yeah, after that poor attempt on the 6 previously, that was excellent.
But at least he's making Fedor play a shot, isn't he? At least he's got a Q1 off the rail. Yeah, the 6 is near the pocket, but it's better than giving ball in hand.
It toppled in. A heartbreaker for Styer.
It's funny, sometimes the ball just stays over and other times for some reason it falls. I mean, let's be honest, it should never have gone in. The polish, the new cloth, the lights all helped that ball fall.
Fedor Gorst, 4-2 up, but his heart skipped a beat on the 6. And really that rack was all about the 6 because it was Styer who missed it initially. And we thought that Gorst had as well, but it just about went in. So these last 64 matches continuing on. Jonas Suter Camino on the hill against Imran Majid at 8-7. Duong Kwok Hwang 4-1 up on Shane Walford. Walford winning rack 5. Che Chia Chen and Jose Alberto Delgado from Spain 4-4. Moritz Neuhausen and Mustafa Alner 3-3. Naoki Oi, great to see him playing well. What a superb addition he is to any tournament he's in. Such good fun, especially in the interviews afterwards. He's 5-2 up on Tayfun Tabor. Carlo Biardo, the defending champion, 4-3 up on Petri Makinen, and Konrad Yajushin on the hill against Tim de Ruyter at 8-5.
Cue ball scratched. He's been about 50% with his break. Sometimes he's hit them good, other times no good. Here's another look. Trying to pop the 1 in the side pocket. Just goes a little low. It's not an easy shot to attempt, but that is the shot that most of the pros are trying to do.
Maybe we were writing off Kyle Ackerley a little too early. He's just won the 3rd rack. Joshua Fuller's lead trimmed to 2-1.
Heard a loud cheer in the background. That was Jonas Suto Camino. He beats Imran Majid.
He does indeed, Carl. We've just had official confirmation of that. Suto Camino going through 9-7. So all of the matches that began at 10 o'clock local time, 2.5 hours ago, are now complete. He's very deliberate, is Tyler Styer. He puts every ounce of his being into every single shot. But he's one of those players who are tough to shake off. And the desire that burns inside, I think, is ideally suited for the Mosconi. I really do. But of course, the the ultimate decision, if a decision needs to be made, lies with our colleague Jeremy Jones. If he could win this match and go deep in the US Open, no decision would be called for because Styer would qualify for the US team as of right.
Could have done with a little bit more if we're going to nitpick, because maybe he has to go forward now, because drawing the cue ball back may just pull it a bit further down the right of the table than he would have liked. So let's see where he aims on the cue ball. And there you see he's going to go forward 2 rails. Just got to be careful you don't overdo this and scratch in the left centre. That would be disastrous. He's under it this, you know. He has under it. Now it's a thin one. So from what looked like guaranteed out, there's work to do. He's got to pot this. He's not 100% sure where the cue ball's going to finish. It may end up on the rail and leave a tricky 9.
Just get the impression he dug into the cue ball slightly in following through. That's why he didn't make the journey. Oh, that's a big moment in the match, Cole.
Huge, huge moments in the match. He has missed some balls in this match, some key balls, and I'm not so sure about this Mosconi Cup you keep buying for, Phil. Because they're just racks you've got to win. Surely you've got to win them racks. Not ideal on the 9. Tester for Gorst. We've seen these missed over the years. 50-yard line.
That's a reference, for those who don't know, to American football. Basically the halfway line, isn't it? In between. Gorst, though, is the epitome of reliability in that kind of situation. In goes the 9. The 8 didn't go in for Tyler Styer, and that means instead of it being 4-3, it is 5-2 to Gorst. He's a little more than halfway to a place in the last 32. Just talked about the American football reference there, Carl. We're very close to Philadelphia here, around an hour's drive away. And there's great excitement this weekend because they're playing the Dallas Cowboys. That's a rivalry anyway, a real intense rivalry. And the Eagles are 5-0. Dallas Cowboys 4-1. So lots depending on it. And of course the Phillies, the Philadelphia Phillies, are in the playoffs as well in Major League Baseball. Right now this small section of the earth is a sporting epicenter. You seem quite underwhelmed there when I was talking about American football and baseball.
I just don't have a clue of any of the teams, Phil. Don't know what it means, don't follow any of it. You may as well have been talking a different language.
Okay, well, I'll talk your language here, Cole. It's a dry break, and so Styer has the opportunity to make amends. And that's 2 dry breaks now for Gorst in the match.
No, jokes aside, I know you like your American sports, Phil.
Well, baseball in particular. It's the great love of mine. The Anaheim Angels, or the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, whichever you like to call them.
Alongside with the American cuisine as well.
Oh yes, far too much. I don't walk to work here, I roll to work.
Okay, one apiece. Balls missed that have somehow fallen in the pocket. Gorst had one earlier on. Now Tyler. Tyler just looks edgy. These misses are having an effect. It's a tale of two different kind of stories here in the last 64. Last year's runner-up, Alyosha Shiap, is trailing Sanjin Pilivanovic 5-1. Sanjin Pilivanovic played Oscar Dominguez in the knockout stage, Hill and missed the sixth ball by an absolute mile. It looked physically impossible to miss it by that much, but he's put that to the back of his head, and he now leads 5-1 over last year's runner-up. Last year's winner, our defending champion, Kylo Biardo, he's going along nicely. 6-3 over Petri Mäkinen.
Good to see Sanyin doing so well, though. I think the biggest talking point this week so far has been when Joey Tate took the balls in the incorrect order in his match against Shane Van Boening. His first round match at a very crucial stage. It was 7-7. So he'll always be remembered for that. Sanyin Pilivanovic will be remembered for prematurely celebrating in the European 9-ball championship final last year. He celebrated as though he'd won and then missed the 9-ball. How do you feel?
Not ideal, this. 35 balls potted, 34 for Fedor, but the biggest number is 5-2 to Fedor. Bank shot coming up. Well, I was just having a look. You may be wondering why is he not potting to the right hand side, but that's a little tight. Maybe he's played a two-way bank into the corner. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's not be mean today.
I'm pretty convinced he took it on. Application of side there. Now, if this 9-ball goes in, I'm not going to say it will make amends for what happened in the previous rack, but it will make him feel a whole lot better, and rightfully so. Very good indeed. Fedor Gorst broke dry. Tyler Styer, in my opinion, played his best rack of the match so far. Styer has got stickability, and now he trails only 5-3.
Yeah, there'll be two interested spectators of this match as well. You've got Christina Tkach, one of the top lady players. She's the girlfriend of Fedor Gorst, and you've got Margarita Fefilova, who's the wife of Tyler Styer, so it could be a good mixed doubles matchup.
Yes, and there's Christina, watching from the front row. She played well here, played 5 matches, won 3 of them.
Yeah, she very nearly qualified. Just came up short, lost to Albin Ocean in the losers qualification round. But as we know from roughly about half an hour ago, Albin Ocean is also out, so his nightmare continues at the US Open. It's the one tournament that has eluded his trophy cabinet.
He's the Sam Snead of Pool's US Open. I'll tell you about that when Steyer's broken off here. Oh, that looked like being dry, but the 5-ball was just about nudged in. Take a look at this. The 1 doing Styer a massive favour. Yeah, the Sam Snead reference was about the famous old golfer who won all of the majors apart from the US Open, and he had so many chances to win it, so many wonderful chances, and couldn't quite get the trophy in his hands.
Tyler's having a go at this kick shot. What he's doing here is he's using what we call the diamond system. He might have his own little way of doing it, but if you line up like the pocket to one of the diamonds, you scratch in the corner. The players know these little funky things on a 9x5 pool table. Not guaranteed to pop this ball though. Not a good start for the Americans at the moment. Shane Wolford trails 6-2 in his match over Dong Quoc Hong from Vietnam. Of course, Tyler Styer is down 5-3. Dominguez has just started his match, so it's 0-0 over Poland's Babika. And Chris Reinhold is 2-0 down over Mario He. Oh, the scrap just come. He decided to go out all-out attack, didn't have to, could have played a push.
The phrase curate's egg comes to mind. It means mixed bag, and that's been the case for Tyler Styer in this match. Some really good stuff, and then all of a sudden something to damage his chances.
Fans' favourite Naoki Ori's on the hill, 8-2 over Thijs van Teva from Germany. Tim de Ruiter from Holland, he was down in his match against Konrad Jusichin. Very talented lefty from Poland is Konrad. 8-6 in that one.
Well, I can engage in one-upmanship here. Jusichin has just won 9-6, so another pole goes through. Collectively, they are a force, aren't they?
It's been a slow match, this one, hasn't it? We've played 8 racks. Both players are methodical, but balls have been a little tricky. There's been quite a few safety shots and good kick shots. And just when Tyler's trying to claw one back to get 1 behind, whenever you're 3 behind, it's a funny one because you win a rack, you get 2 behind, then if you lose the next one, you feel like you've got a big mountain to climb again. Fedor will know this. He's the one in front. But the story seems to be Fedor wins the rack, goes 3 in front, breaks terrible. Tyler steals the rack on the Fedor break, and then seems to play a ropey one in the next rack. That's so far what we've spotted. Ralph Suke is warming up over to the right of me, Phil. Who does he play? He's still going, the sly old fox that he is.
Well, old is the the most pertinent word, really, because he's 53. Won last year's 9-ball at the European Championship, so can still do it. And Fedor Gorst most certainly can still do it. He's 6-3 up, and that means he needs only 3 more racks to go through. One thing I will say, he will need to improve, as you said, Cole, on his break-off, because if he does go through, more than likely in the next round he will play in a blockbuster clash. Joshua Filler. Filler leading 4-1 against South Africa's Kyle Akalu at the moment.
Yeah, what a matchup that could be. I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but Fedor Gorst, 2 of the young guns. Rivalry for next 20, 25 years, easily. Bit of needle in that match as well.
Pray tell.
Well, there's not. I'm just trying to spice it up a little bit more.
You're a bad man, you are, Cole. You can't leave me hanging like that. I was thinking, oh, something juicy here, let me know. And then it turns out it's all a fabrication.
We'll save it for the match if it happens. I'm sure it'll be on the centre stage. Goes to break, needs a good one. I think he's switched over to the other side of the table as well. Just not happening on the break. This is actually turning out to be the story of this whole match.
Just a correction on my part. I said that Ralph Sucade won the European 9-ball championship. It was the 8-ball championship. I knew I was incorrect, so I just checked.
Yeah, I knew you was incorrect, but I thought I'll let you swell in your own.
Look at this, successful breaks. Gorst, even though he's doubling up on Styer at the moment, is not having the best of times when it comes to that break-off. It's something in between matches, if he does prevail, he will need to sort out. Well, the Naoki Oi joke is on Taifun Tabor. Oi is through, 9-2. And it looks as though Oi in the next round will play Carlo Biardo, the title holder. Biardo 8-3 up now on Petri Mäkinen.
Last year's semi-finals, Biardo Oi. Nicely done there. Draws his rock for position on the 3. All the balls are sat there nice, so it's hard to see how this rack could go wrong.
The one thing about Styer, he could never be accused of giving less than 100%. Concentration levels on every shot at the max.
Big shot coming up. Maybe I'll take that back if he's playing for the combo. If the combo's dead set in the left centre, there's a case for playing it. 8 goes in corners though. Yeah, I believe he's played for this combo. There you go.
Misjudged an earlier 2-9 combination. For this one, looks meat and drink. Tyler Styer won't go away, will he? Tenacious. He's back to only 6-4 behind.
Well, this is what we've been talking about, Phil. This has literally been the story of the match. Gorst goes 3 in front, breaks dry. Tyler Styer wins the rack, but then the very next rack maybe just makes an error. It was the kick scratch in the previous one, wasn't it? Then I think it was a missed ball earlier on. If Tyler Styer can win this rack now, maybe Gorst is under it then.
Yeah, Styer needs to put in a lovely break here and see how it goes. Now, plenty of other matches going on. Duong Kwa Kwang, 6-3 up on Shane Walford, who's playing for his Moscone Cup life. Johan Chua 2-0 up early doors against Eklund Kachi. Joshua Filler, as we fully expected, dominating against Kyle Akalu with 6-1. A little further down, Carlo Biardo on the hill against Petri Makinen, 8-4. And Samuel Pilovanovic, 6-1 up on Aloysius Yapsa, the runner-up last year, is in serious trouble.
There's a big difference in the break shot of both these players. Styer is making the 1 ball in the side every time. Gorst, he's dry breaking. This is a prime example why the break rule has been changed to this format. Because now, when you're breaking, there's more skill involved. The old break, Phil Yates could break. The new break, he can't.
What a gratuitous criticism of a poor, innocent colleague.
Now, this is the chance. This is the chance. You've done the hard work. You've made the long 2. You're plumb on the 3. All the balls are sat there. Can he finally get it back to 1 behind?
Well, it's a golden chance. Let's not beat about the bush.
I'm going to stick my neck out on the line. If he wins this rack, I think he goes favourite for the match. It would only be himself to blame if he doesn't go on to win it. A mistake of some sort. He's potted more balls. He's broke better. But now and again, he seems to throw in a miss. Can he hold himself together? Jose Alberto Delgado ties the match up 6-6. Of course, he got to the semi-finals of our last major, the European Open. Fantastic run there from Jose. Can he go one better this week?
Yes, he was little known before Fulda. Now he's got the taste for the big time, clearly.
Jose Alberto Delgado used to go out with Tyler Styer's wife. That could be an interesting matchup, Phil, if these 2 players meet in the next round or something. Where are they in the draw? Let's have a look.
Again, I'll say you're a bad man, you are. And I think this is why, for me, his Moscone Cup credentials stand up. He's a fighter. Styer has the 9 ball for the first break-in run of the match. And of course this is rack 11. It's not been break-off brilliance. But Tyler Styer is determination personified, and now the lead of Fedor Gorst has been reduced to only 6-5. We're getting to the tail end of the last 64 now. We've got one more match for you in the round on table 1. Coming up after this, it is Shane Van Boening against Alexander Kazakis. But in the last 32, some matches in place already. Here you can see Chris Melling against Bada Alawadi, Lee Van Corteza, the conqueror of Jason Shaw, up against Kopin Yi, Max Lechner, Jonas Suto Camino, an all-European clash there, Wojciech Szewczyk and Roland Garcia, Koping Chung against Neil Svein, youth against experience, and Abdullah Al-Yusuf against Yanni Uski, who remarkably has won his last 2 matches 9-0, including a whitewash yesterday of Billy Thorpe. So these are the latest scores in the last 64. Carlo Biardo remains on the hill against Petri Makinen. Mario He has taken an early 3-1 lead over Chris Reinholdt. Yet another US Mosconi Cup possible. And Mustafa Alner, the only player from Turkey in the last 64, he finds himself 7-3 up on Moritz Neuhausen from Germany. Branislav Babica has made a good start against Oscar Dominguez. 2-0 to the pole. Joshua Filler has just lost another rack, but he's still in command at 6-2 over Kyle Akalu. And Duang Kwok Wang now leads Shane Walford 7-3. The backbone of Wang's lead was securing the first 4 racks. Now this is the action over on table 2, which you can see on the Matchroom Pool YouTube channel. Johan Schur from the Philippines against Albania's Eklund Kaci, and it is the latter at the table, looking almost certain, Carl, to draw level at 2-2.
Eklund Kaci's been to the final of the US Open, not the Matchroom Pool version, it's the older version that used to be in Chesapeake, Virginia. So me and Kaci have got something in common, we both lost there. Jason Shaw beat Kaci. He knows how to get to the final. Johan Chua, he was my dark horse. If you could put him in that bracket, I suppose you could. Kyle Biardo, defending champion, is through 9-4 over Makinen, so he finds himself in the last 32, and it will be a repeat of last year's semi-finals where he faces Naoki Oi. Back over to table 1. Tyler Styer has finally got to just 1 behind in this match. He's been breaking better. He's potted more balls than Fedor Gorst. He still trails by 1 though.
Gorst has left the arena, so Styer is doing the same. This is the Harrah's Resort and Casino in Atlantic City, New Jersey. We were here last year for the first US Open in this town. That was an unqualified success. And here on day 4 of the renewal, we can say this one also has been tremendous. All tickets for the final day, by the way, have been sold. It should be a tremendous atmosphere as the players search for, in many people's eyes, the most prestigious title in World Pool. So, Carl, I believe it was 7 years ago you lost in the final. Feelings afterwards? Total dejection?
No, I wasn't too bad, to be honest, Phil, because I felt like I didn't really get many visits. I think I missed a ball to maybe get 3 behind from quite a big deficit, and the break was really tough that year. I remember it was a similar break format to this, and Kevin Cheng seemed to have the break absolutely a bit like what we're seeing here. I was Fedor Gorst and he was Tyler Styer. Yeah, so in the end it was just one of them matches, and even though I lost, I was still very proud to go deep and get to the final, because it's such a tough event to go deep in.
We will keep you informed about table 2, of course, as we always do. Now though, back to the action on table 1, where the Styer break-off continues to be A-OK. 1 in the side, clear shot on the 2, 3 in the open, bingo.
Yeah, going back to that US Open, probably a good thing I didn't win, because I don't think the green jacket would fit these days. Might fit me some, but it's not going to fit me. We are scripting this match out, aren't we? We're sat here with our cup of tea, and we can just sense what's going on here. Again, Tyler makes the 1 ball on the break. Gorst has got work to do if he's going to get back to the table and win a rack. It's all going to be about the break shot. Hampered queuing because of the purple 5, but he can just float up through the gap, I believe, in between the 8 and the 9. If he can play it with right spin, he may go 2 rails and come through the gap that way. That gives him a big margin for error. Let's see what shot he likes to play. No, he can't go forward 2 rails. It's too steep, so he's going to go 1 rail up in between the 2 balls. Oh, don't hit the 9. Has he got a shot? He's held his hand up, so he must be able to see the potting angle. It's a funny camera angle, that. You'd swear blind he can't pot that 4 ball from here. He can certainly get through to a piece of it. Well, he held his hand up, but I'm not really sure why, because he couldn't see the potting angle.
Yeah, that was rather confusing, wasn't it? I think it was more exasperation than apology, having seen that.
How big is this rack, that positional shot, going to play on this match now? It was a glorious chance to tie this match up. He hasn't took it first time of asking. He's still got a chance though. Fedor's under the cosh here. How do you play safe? Where do you go with this 4 ball? Yeah, the 7 ball is lurking in the corner to get a good cue ball. But where does the 4 go? I'll tell you who I was with last night, Phil. 1997 US Open champion. Who is that? Little trivia question. Don't be looking on your computer. I've seen you. I was having a beer in the bar with the 1997 US Open champion. Who was I with? If you get this right, I'll buy you a biscuit. Or even one of them big cheesecakes in the deli. I know you've been having a few of them this week.
Yeah, now that's an incentive, yeah.
But if you don't, you buy me. And you only get one guess. He's not played the bank, but he's kind of played the bank in a way that he knows the 6 and the 5 are there. That is percentage play at its finest. Your time is ticking out, Phil. I can't believe I've got you with this one. I bet Michael McMullen won't let me down.
Oh no. We know it's not Earl Strickland because very sadly he was unable to attend the tournament because of testing positive for COVID-19 and feeling rather grotty as a consequence. So we know it's not him. Would it be Johnny Archer?
You owe me cheesecake. It was Rodney Morris.
Wow, wow. I haven't seen him around, you see.
Well, I thought that's where I might come unstuck, because I thought if you've seen him floating around... Oh, that cheesecake is going to taste sweet later. There'll be some moths flying out of your wallet later. Where the ball's going to finish? Where are they going to finish? He's got to go airborne. Fedor Gorst is known to be one of the top 3 jump shot players in the world. He's got to come with a good one here. He's got to get the cue ball jumping quick, and he's got to land it on the 4. He's not got a lot of landing space. He literally has no landing area to land this cue ball on the slate. So this shot, you have to fly the cue ball over and land it on the pink ball. Things can go wrong with this. You have to hit this on a dime. Oh, Gorst has played a beauty. Tyler Styer tapping the knee in appreciation. I'm sure we'll get another look at that. Watch the cue ball as he lands it on top of the pink 4 ball.
Great champions bring great shots when the need arises. Shane Walford will have to rely on a Mosconi Cup wildcard pick because he's been beaten 9-3 by Duang Kwok Wang.
I bet our colleague Michael McMullen is knee-deep in paper somewhere in this room, doing all the possible Mosconi Cup permutations.
Yeah, top 3 off the rankings get in after this tournament, and Walford came here 4th, and Skylar Woodward and Oscar Dominguez have matched him by reaching the last 64, so I think that's that. The jump shot here from Gorst, it could be so significant.
It was the positional shot from Tyler at the start of this rack where it started to go wrong, and that positional shot there is going to win Gorst the 12th rack to extend the lead. But it's not so much about this ball or this rack, it's about the Fedor Gorst break. Can he find a good break?
Yeah, going airborne made the difference in rack 12, but eventually, if you keep breaking off with ineffectiveness, you're going to get caught out. You might say, Carl, law of averages suggests he's going to break off well, eventually.
Joshua Filler is flying, he's on the hill, 8-2 over Kyle Akaloo. You would think Kyle Akaloo is going to exit the tournament. There you see Jose Alberto Delgado trails 8-6. Oscar Dominguez, well, he's lost the opening 3 against the veteran Pole Radoslav Babika.
And one shout out to Guan Kwang, who in beating Shane Walford 9-3, as I said before, had 4 break and runouts. Under this break format, that's pretty good going. Don't discount the chances of the Vietnamese player.
Well, I've had a message saying we're both wrong, Phil. Rodney Morris won it in 96. Rodney told me 97 last night. The man doesn't know when he won.
So who did win it in 97? If it was Archer, you owe me a whole cheesecake.
Oh, I hope it's not Archer. Get on Wikipedia fast. This could hurt. Unless Rodney did tell me 96. The beers were flowing last night. I was mixing with the fans, having a good laugh actually last night.
Don't squirm out of it, Cole. Don't squirm out of it. It was Earl Strickland.
Ooh.
All bets are off.
Oh, you did. You nearly said Earl as well, didn't you? Who did he beat in the final?
Yeah, but you said you saw him last night having a drink with him, and I knew he wasn't here, so that's why I discounted it.
Oh yes, fair one. Who did Earl beat in the final that year?
Efren Reyes.
Anyway, congrats to Roy Payton, who got the answer right, but I'm sure he looked online, so I'm afraid you won't be getting a cheesecake off me or Phil. Getting a little bit too excited over cheesecake here. I didn't watch the break. Is this the result off the break, Phil? Did you see it? So he made a ball, but look, it's just a mess, isn't it? The table's just messy. Playing push. He's having no piece of this. Tyler's got the option, play or pass. Sanjin Perlovanovic, well, he's absolutely flying over Yap. 8-1, Yap needs a miracle.
Styer knows if he makes a mistake here, it could be his last mistake of the entire match. The nerve ends are raw for both players.
Is Fedor going to try and swing the cue ball around the table and get this green, brown and 8 ball? Use that as some sort of blocker somewhere?
Let me very quickly tell you, Joshua Filler has quickly won 9-2 against Kyle Akaloo, as we fully anticipated before a ball was struck.
Plays the winner of this match as well in the last 32. He's banked it into the balls and he's used the 5 ball as a blocker. Smart shot indeed. Tyler Styer didn't spot that one. He got out-thought.
As the stakes have risen, the pace of play has slowed down. Look at table 2. We started here at 10 o'clock local time. 3¼ hours later, we've had 1 completed match and 5 racks completed in the next. it's an indication of just what's at stake. Huge prize money, massive world ranking points, and perhaps most important of all, the opportunity to create 9-ball pool history. And there's confirmation. Slow going on table 2, but Johan Schur is at the table with a really good chance to forge 4-2 ahead of Eklund Kachi. Of course, the players can't be so ponderous tomorrow when the 30-second shot clock is introduced for the last 16.
Delightful vision there from the American. Kicks the 6-ball straight in the corner. Here's another look. What's he faced with here? Maybe a carom. I don't think the 1 passes the 8, so he can play the 1 on the left edge with the cue ball, and the cue ball pots the 8. Could play safety as well. I think he's played safe. Don't blame him. It's an easy hit for Gorst though. Gorst can go, I think he can go 2 rails. So can he get the cue ball? Let's just have a look at this. Can he get the cue ball off 2 rails, kick and stick behind the 8? Maybe he can go 1 rail. That's what he's looking at, isn't he? That's what he's having a good old look at. He'll fancy making a good job of this as well, especially if he can stretch over. He's right-handed, so maybe he can stretch over and reach the rail. Doesn't want him using the bridge. Is the 9-ball going to help him? I believe it has. Oh my. Oh my, oh my.
Another big moment. Nothing has come to the help of Aloysius Schaap. What a difference a year makes. He's been beaten by Sanyan Perlovanovic 9-1. As we see what could turn out to be a golden slice of good fortune. Yeah, so Yap from Singapore, last year's beaten finalist, goes out of the event this time in the last 64.
He can kick 2 rails. That's what he's playing. If he hits the left side of the rail, he's got to be a little bit careful. Could maybe scratch in the left corner. I think the cue ball can just squeeze past that too. But he can also get a hook from down there. Let's see where this ends up. Needs to hit a rail. A ball needs to hit a rail after contact. It's going to be a foul ball in hand.
That hurts, doesn't it? What a moment. Gorst 7 pots away from reaching the hill. Just planning his attack from here. But for Tyler Styer, no real solace, no obvious obstacles for his opponent.
Yeah, it was the big fluke snooker, wasn't it, from Gorst? That was giving him this chance to get on the hill. Suke Francisco Sanchez Ruiz are finally getting their match started.
You can feel the tension out there. It's been that kind of match. Neither player able to establish a sustained flow.
Just a little stop shot. Oh my word! What has he done there? All he had to do is play a stop shot. Why is he drawing the cue ball back?
A simply extraordinary miss. A little too much side on the previous pot as well for position, but there's still no excuse. I'm sure that Tyler Styer can't quite believe it.
Well, he's not the only one. A little stop shot and you are on the hill. I'm not really sure what Tyler's looking at here. You can see enough of this ball to spin the cue ball around, surely. Well, Gorst, you have caused this, and you can see it. Just look at the corner of the screen. He looks in a bad old place there. How much is it going to cost him now? Is it going to cost him this match?
"73 days to go before Christmas, and there, Tyler Styer happily accepting a 7-ball gift. It should have been, for all intents and purposes, 8-5 Gorst. It is 7-6, and this extraordinary match has just got a little tighter and even more tense. 4-2, Johan Chua over Eklund Kachi on table 2. You can see all of the table 2 action throughout the day on the Matchroom Pool YouTube channel. Bradislav Babica, he's 4-1 up on Oscar Dominguez. Mario He, 5-3 up on Chris Reinhold. the matches between Ralph Suke and Francisco Sanchez Ruiz. Also Roberto Gomez and Wu Kun Lin and Victor Zielinski and John Morra are in their very early stages on the outside tables. Omar Al-Shaheen leads Greg Hogue 2-1. Hogue could be a possible Mosconi player, you know, because he came here 6th in their rankings. If he could win that match and go deep here, who knows, he could be a really surprise inclusion. Mark Bosch de Bosch 2-1 upon Loho Sum, and Marcel Price from Wales and Thomas Kaplan from Poland have just begun.
Again, 9-ball, he's made the 9-ball. Fedor Gorst has been double punished for missing that 7. Gorst should have been 8-5 up with the break. Now it's 7-7 after missing the 7.
Look at the expression. You see, this year has been, for Fedor Gorst, all about winning. They say winning is a habit. Well, maybe that habit is about to be broken here. What a turnaround. Maybe 2-3 minutes after he was looking almost certain to be on the hill. It's now 7-7, and of course, the advantage lies with Styer, because in rack 15, he gets to break. That, by the way, is the 8th golden break on table 1 this week, and I'm sure it's not going to be the last. We've seen a couple of golden breaks to complete victories.
Well, I'm pretty certain Gorst hope it's the last in this match, but regardless of the golden break, the whole point is he's breaking so good. He's putting the 1 in the side time and time again. He can pot this, Phil. He can pot this in the top right corner.
Yes, and 1, 4 and 6 have already been removed.
Incredible scenes here. We've had some drama so far today, we really have. The crowd are all around them 2 centre tables. It's only going to get better. We've got Shane versus Kazakis next. Over on table 2 as well, coming up will be Skylar Woodward and Chang Jung Lin.
That was living dangerously with that cue ball, it really was. Look at this. Good pot. That's undeniable. The white, though, catching the jaws of the top pocket, but position on the 3 is retained.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of what goes on now in this match, golden breaks. A bit fortunate with the cue ball there. Gorst will just keep thinking about that 7-ball. Should have been 8-5 up. Should have been 8-5 up with the break, Phil. Now we're 4 balls away from seeing Tyler Styer being on the hill with the break.
He's sitting there praying for an opportunity to get back to the table. But you can't see that coming in this rack. I have to say, in my opinion, Styer has been the better player. He's spotted more balls. He certainly had more control of the break-off. And now he's on the brink of leading. And leading for the first time in the match. He was 2-0 down. He was 5-2 down, 6-3 and 7-5. But now with 3 racks in succession, Tyler Styer, the man from Wisconsin, leads Fedor Gorst 8-7. And Gorst knows that his opponent is on the hill, breaking. 2 more results for you. Chi Chia-Chen has beaten Jose Alberto Delgado 9-7. And also Mustafa Alner. He defeated the youngster from Germany, Moritz Neuhausen, 9-6. Eklund Kachi's 4-3 down against Johan Chura on table 2. Ralph Suke, 53 years of age, Ralph. I'd love to see him do well here. One of my favourite players. He leads Francisco Sanchez Ruiz 2-0. Greg Hogue, 3-2 up on Omar Al-Shaheen. Mark Bosch, his break-off is blistering. He leads Loho Sum 4-1.
It's the break, isn't it? It's the break-off. He's broke. Unbelievable in this match. And he has a shot at this too, I believe.
Styer on the break, you can see from that graphic, 3 times more efficient in terms of potting balls with his break than Gorst.
He's just making sure he doesn't do anything silly. The 2-ball goes. Can't really roll forward to play the red 3 in the bottom left corner. He's got too much of a steep angle. He's just looking at pulling the cue ball back to play the 3 in the top left. Tricky opening shot this. He's not got a lot of room for error. He's a little short of pace, but it's one good shot into the top corner.
The US Mosconi Cup captain is watching the action on our monitors over our shoulders, and to say he's watching intently would be an understatement. Massive implications.
Cue ball needs to bump the 7. It's okay. It is okay.
And now Gorst must be fearing the worst. What a turnaround. And Gorst might well be having nightmares about that 7 down the rail when he was on the verge of leading 8-5.
Yeah, incredible, Phil. All he's got to do is play a little stop shot and he's on the hill. Decides to draw the cue ball back and that caused the miss. And that's okay. Look at the balls. This is pretty much unmissable.
And this is why, Carl, I was talking up all the way through the match, and indeed at other tournaments I've done it, Tyler Styer's Mosconi Cup credentials. He's a fighter. I've said it before in this match and I'll say it again. And that's his wife, Margarita Fefilova. Styer now. Just willing these balls to enter the pockets.
Yep, he's got an angle. He's perfect here. It just, you know, looking at these balls, it just can't go wrong, can it? Anywhere back out into the centre of the table. He's going to be good enough.
Is the winning machine of 2022, Fedor Gorst, about to malfunction. As I said before, he's won from Arizona to Delaware, from Indiana to Nevada, and plenty of other states as well. But in the big one, is he about to come a cropper?
Gregory Hogue 4-2 up on Omar Al-Shaheen.
All eyes, though, are on this. What a moment for Tyler Styer.
Two balls away from a victory over Gorst. Gorst has been spoke about a lot this year, been maybe one of the best players, and who'd have thought missing that 7 would cost Gorst this match.
That's what it means to